I can already feel myself getting lightheaded. I do like it.
Shut your pussy asses up. Ain't no one wanna hear that.
He's right there, man. Behind you. Wait. Oh my God. You started, but he's right behind you, man. I don't even see him. Get oh my God. He's right there. Are you serious? He was right there. You son of a bitch. I didn't even see him. You didn't see him. I wasn't even playing. You wasted 10 minutes of my time. Good game. Yeah, good game. Our UAVs are online! Friendly helicopter on the way! Our UAVs are online! Our UAVs are online!
Call of Duty video. Now today's video is going to be actually on Modern Warfare Remastered. Now I know I've been doing a lot of Infinite Warfare tip videos, class setups and stuff like that, but I know a lot of you guys are into this game as well, Modern Warfare Remastered. It is a very fun game to play, and that's why this video is going to be giving you guys all sort of tips that you need to know on how to get better at Modern Warfare Remastered. I have a huge list of them, so we're going to get through them very quickly because this would take a while if I went super duper in depth, but obviously it's going to be, I'm going to be going here for I don't know how long, but it's going to be probably a longer video as well because of how big this list is. Anyway, if you guys could drop a like on this video, that would be absolutely awesome. Today's like goal is we're going to go for 2,042 likes. So if you guys could all drop a like on this thing, that would be absolutely awesome. Also, be sure to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. The channel is growing fairly fast. I appreciate all the new subscribers, and let's get right into it. So, the first tip for Modern Warfare Remastered is you guys need to learn the best guns. Very simple tip. A lot of you guys, if you have played this game back in Call of Duty 4, which I'm sure some of you guys have, some of you guys haven't, you're going to want to rock with the MP5 or the AK-7 for you. As far as ARs, you're going to want to rock with the AK-47, the M16, and the M4. Those are basically some starting 5 good guns that you can start out with. As far as attachments in this game, there's not that many choices. I usually just run with a shot, a silencer, a grenade launcher. I never really run that. Now, the main tip on how to get better at this game, and this is what I was struggling with a little bit when I first started to play this game. My KD on this game isn't near as high as it is on the futuristic Call of Duties, simply because this game is probably harder and it's harder to outplay people. Basically, the first tip, or the most important tip, is do not play this game like a futuristic Call of Duty. It's weird, I started playing Call of Duty, my first, 4 or 5 Call of Duties were all boots on the ground, but the last 3 Call of Duties, including Infinite Warfare, are all futuristic movements, and that's what's sort of weird. So going back and forth between this game and a futuristic movement game is really weird, and it does take some time to get used to. But basically, the tip is do not play this like it's a futuristic COD. This game is not near as fast as a futuristic Call of Duty, and you can't play it the same. For example, in Infinite Warfare, if I see 4 guys on the map, a lot of the time I'll just rush at them. I'll fly super high in the air. I'm super confident in my gun skill. I'm super confident in my ability to use quick draw and stock, aim down sights, and outgun people. But in this game, it's really different. In this game, you cannot sprint around corners. Do not ever sprint around corners in this game, especially with an assault rifle. It takes absolutely ages to get your guns aimed down sight compared to the futuristic Call of Duties that we play nowadays with quick draw and stuff like that. You need to play this game a little bit slower, move around corners without sprinting, and the number 1 tip as well is take flank routes. It's not like Infinite Warfare, you can, go and take people on head on and win all those gunfights. You need to be flanking. If you see everyone out on the far right, what I recommend is push the left flank and sort of just hold the flank. Instead of like how I would do in a futuristic Call of Duty, if I'm in the flank, I'm going to rush the enemy spawn, I'm going to go balls deep in their spawn. You really can't do this in this game, and there's really not much point to do it in this game because the best kill streaks you can get is even a helicopter. It's not that big of a deal, except in ground where the helicopters can do quite a bit of work. But basically, take flank routes, sit on their flank, and do not challenge multiple enemies head-on. You're going to lose 90% of the time, and don't play it like a futuristic Call of Duty. You have to get back into that mindset of the old Call of Duty games, whether you played them or not. It's definitely a completely different playstyle and a completely different game to Infinite Warfare on how you do it. Another tip I'd give you guys is as far as gunfights. You can't take the gunfights on like a futuristic Call of Duty game. In a game like Infinite Warfare, what I'll do is I'll double jump with my scuff controller. In a game like this, you're going to have to learn how to either head glitch and play your positioning correctly, which head glitches are all over these maps. You should always be posting up on them. Or basically how to drop shot. Drop shot is probably the main thing, and how you do it is I'd recommend switching your button layout to tactical, and basically that makes it so your right stick of your controller, the right thumbstick, by holding that down, it puts you into prone. That's basically how you can drop shot people, and the best way to do this is just drop straight down to the ground when you see an enemy. It makes them have to readjust their sights and will help you win so many gunfights. Another way to do this in the more advanced way is to jump into a drop shot. So you jump and then you hold down your right stick, and as you land, you're basically flying through the air and then going down into a drop shot afterwards. That's basically the maneuvers you can do to win gunfights in this game. You don't have as much of stuff to taking advantage over the enemies in gunfights, and that's why I'd recommend doing that. Another thing is gunfights in this game, you can't really trust yourself. Like in gunfight and 1v1 in Infinite Warfare, this game, I can't be as confident, and that's for a right reason. Gunfights in this game can be random. There's Juggernaut, which basically increases people's health. Stopping Power, which increases how much damage their bullets do. Last Stand, which basically they get put on their ass with a pistol afterwards. There's Martyrdom, which just drops a grenade when they die. There's basically a lot of stuff that even though you know it's in the game, you don't know when it's going to be coming, and it's really impossible to know when it's going to be coming. I mean, you can learn, you know, this lobby has 5 people using Juggernaut or something like that, but you don't know which 5 of them it's going to be. And that's very, very hard to play against, and that's why there's a lot of stuff that can make this game really random, and that's something I would recommend. Now, something that you can do to take this to your advantage is if you're playing a lobby against a lot of snipers or a lot of shotgunners, you're going to want to use the second perk Juggernaut. That is basically because you will take away from their one-shots. You know, if a sniper's going to be sniping you, they're going to be getting a bunch more hit markers if you're running Juggernaut. Same with a shotgun player. If you're running into a lobby where a lot of the enemies are going to be using Juggernaut, that's when you're going to want to run Stopping Power to basically be able to mow them down even through the Juggernaut. That's basically my opinion on Juggernaut Stopping Power. It's all personal preference, but those are certain situations where you would want to run that. As far as the class setups in this game, they are fairly simple. It's either Juggernaut or Stopping Power is your second perk. Third perk, I usually just run Steady Aim or Extreme Conditioning on a submachine gun, and Deep Impact on a assault rifle. Deep Impact is so overpowered in this game. Literally, you can wallbang pretty much anything in this game, and a lot of people use head glitches and cover in this game in these slower paced boots on the ground Call of Duties. That's why Deep Impact, when you're shooting through, you're hitting them, but you're hitting through. A lot of people find this Call of Duty game a bit slow compared to slower pace. You know, the maps are probably a bit bigger, and obviously the main thing is the movement is just going to be slower. My recommendation to speed it up is play Ground War and use Extreme Conditioning. That's basically what I've been doing, and that makes it
What is going on, guys? Hopefully you guys are enjoying your first weekend of Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, today's video is just going to be strictly about Modern Warfare. For those who are playing it, or for those who are thinking about playing it instead of Infinite Warfare, this video is for you. Now, this is coming from a player that's been playing this, I've had like 30, 40 days when this game came out. Like, I was like, what was I, 12 now? I was like 13 years old, 12 years old, and I was playing this, and I played a lot of SND, I played a lot of TDM, played a lot of Ground War, but mainly SND, but we're going to talk about that in today's video. I'm going to give you guys 3 useful tips, effective tips, that's going to definitely help you enjoy this game a little bit more. Now, this video is obviously catered towards the newer players of Call of Duty 4. You know, the veterans of Call of Duty 4 can watch this, you know, as like a refresher, I guess you could say, but you guys are definitely going to benefit from this video. Now, tip number 1 is to learn your spawn nades. You guys know that there's one team and another team. They spawn on one side and they spawn on the other side. So basically, when you spawn in, you can run up to like 15, 20 feet and throw a nade over a building, and it will literally blow them up just off the spawn. So I'm going to show you guys this right here on the Crossfire S&D. This works on any game mode, TDM, DOM, you know, anything. But this is for S&D, so I throw the nade over this fucking building and it gets 3 people. So you can only imagine what kind of damage it does to noobs in S&D Crossfire. So that is tip number 1, is to practice your S&D or TDM, just spawn nades in general. Tip number 2 is to actually have your class catered to what you're trying to do. Now, if you're trying to snipe, your best bet is to use Stopping Power. Now, if you don't have Stopping Power on your sniper, you are looking at a 2-shot all the time. Essentially, you're not going to get a 1-shot. especially if you're a quick scope or if you're a trick shot or stuff like that, you're gonna definitely need stopping power on most of your weapons. Now, on the flip side, you can use Juggernaut, which, you know, I mean, you can use that. Many people do, but there's certain weapons that cater towards that perk. Like, let's say you use the P90. You don't need stopping power. You can use Jug. But let's say you're sniping or using the... Which, you know, I mean, you can use that. Many people do, but there's certain weapons that cater towards that perk. Like, let's say you use the P90. You don't need stopping power. You can use Jug. Let's say you're sniping or using the M16 for that one burst, you need stopping power. So make sure, you can leave it down in the comment section below. Like, ask me some questions. What guns need stopping power, what guns don't? And I'll be more than glad to answer that down below. So that is tip number 2, is to make sure you have stopping power on the right guns, which is the M16, all the snipers, pretty much all the ARs, and some of the SMGs. So now tip number 3, now this kind of ties in with tip number 1, which is the spawn nades, but you need to know where the enemies are spawning. Now look, right now you're going to see some vacant SMD gameplay. I already knew the guy was going to be there in SND. I already knew he was going to spawn there or run towards there because I know where people go. So I highly advise you guys to go on a private match or just play some SND pubs and just, you know, get used to where they spawn at. Know exactly where they spawn at, you know, the enemies, and you'll know everything. So like, look at this next clip. The next round you're going to see me use I use the noob tube, okay? So like, let's say if it's Crash or let's say if it's vacant, I know, like I said, I know where their spawn is. Like, I know where they spawn in SND. Like, the whole team, they spawn in one area. So, what I like to do sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit bored is I'll take the noob tube, you know, the grenade launcher, and, you know, I'll just run up a little, you know, just look at this.
We've got the bomb.
Now, just imagine if the whole team went there and I had Sonic Boom, you know, perk number 2, if I had Sonic Boom as my attachment. That could have been, look at that shit, bro. It's just, okay. Just know where the spawn is. Like, that's, you guys know from my nuked out videos, I am a huge advocate of map control, map awareness, strategy, overall strategy when it comes to playing the game. I am a huge advocate of, you know, building your own strategy. So make sure you guys have good map awareness, map control, map knowledge, and have some sort of strategy coming into each map, each game mode. It's really beneficial. I just highly encourage you guys to take the time to do that. I know it's just a video game. I'm being a little nerd about it, but you know, I highly encourage you guys to make your own strategies, or you can use mine. Just make sure you guys have it down on fleek. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, slap a like on the video, subscribe if you're new for daily content, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Yeah.
So, it's your friend's birthday. How do you find the perfect gift? Download the Amazon app and let it find you. Just seen your mom reading that book your friend's been talking about? Scan the barcode, buy with one click, and you'll get regular delivery updates. The Amazon app. What are you looking for?